Good morning. This morning we're going to read a book about finding rocks because that is something that in our learning this week that you have a choice to do is to go out and have a look around your area, your property for rocks. And one of the things in our family during this time that we're missing is going to the beach. One of our favorite beaches to go to is Scotts Bay, and we find a lot of different rocks there. Um, I like to look for the rocks that have all kinds of different colors in them. And I have Landon here with me, and he is going to tell you about what he likes to do at Scotts Bay.
Hi, it's me, Landon. So what I like to do at Scottsdale is find some flat rock and skip them along the river over by the bridge. Uh, there's two sides of the bridge. One where it's hard to skip rock, and then there's the other one who has easy to skip rocks. So basically, how you skip a rock when you try to get the right. So you wanna flick your wrist and have your pointing finger and your thumb on the rock, and you want to kind of have it flat going, and you want to have it spinning fast. And if you want to get a far one, don't use a super big rock. Use like probably just one of the like that suits you. Like so, you skip it along. You could get 10.
Hits on the water.
Yeah, it hits on the water.
It kind of skims across water. Well, thank you. I wonder if we are going to see any flat books in this story. I'm looking at the illustration on the front cover and I see some different shaped rocks. We're going to keep reading. So here is the dedication for Jesse and Dean, third generation rock bounds, and my best inspiration. And here's another one. To my husband Steve and wonderful children, I photographed this book. Atusa, Brett, Joseph, and Nina. If you find a rock, a nice flat, rounded rock that sits just right in the crook of your finger, then you have a skipping rock. You toss it out in the water, just so, and see it trip across the surface, making a chain of spreading rings. Maybe you find a soft white rock, a rock that feels dusty in your fingers. And then you have a chalk rock and you use it to make pictures on the pavement. Or you might find a big mossy rock by the side of a long, steep trail. Then you have a resting rock, and as you sit down, you feel the cool moss squish beneath you. Then again, you might find a rock with a stripe running all the way round it. Trace the line with your finger. It must circle all the way. It must circle all the way. You have a wishing rock, and you whisper what you want before you throw it. If you find a rock, a big rock, by the edge of the water, then you have found a splashing rock. When it hits the surface, the water jumps out of the way, raining back down on your outstretched hands. The bigger the rock, the wetter you get. Maybe you find a pile of small, rounded pebbles. Then you have found sifting rocks, and you can scoop up a handful and let them slide slowly through your fingers. Or you might find a rock whose water smooth surface catches your eye. It feels easy in your hand when you rub it. Then you have found a worry rock. You rub it between your fingers and your troubles are smoothed away. Then again, you might find a rock sitting in a grassy field, push it over, and you have found a hiding rock. And in the cool, dark underside lie all kinds of things that creep and crawl and hide out of sight. If you find a rock, a great rock, that towers over you, then you have found a climbing rock. Hold on with your toes and fingers and grip hard as you can. Stretch up and pull until you reach the top, where you feel much grander than you did on the ground. Maybe you will find a twisting line of rocks sticking up out of a creek. Then you have found crossing rocks, which wait to meet your feet as you pass over the water rushing away all around you. Or you might find a rock with a print of something else. Then you have found a fossil rock and you feel the shape of something that lived long, long ago when the rock was young. Then again, you could find a small rounded rock right in front of your toe as you go down the sidewalk. You have found a walking rock and you kick it ahead of you and let it lead you home. If you find a rock that's not a skipping rock or a chalk rock or a resting rock or a wishing rock, that's not a splashing rock or a sifting rock or a worry rock or a hiding rock. That's not even a climbing rock or a crossing rock or a fossil rock or a walking rock. But you like it anyway because it reminds you of a place or a feeling or of someone important. Then you have found a memory rock. And sometimes those are the best rocks of all. I wonder what kinds of rocks you are going to find as you move through some of the activities this week and you look for those signs of spring at your place. I look forward to hearing about all of your experiences, and I hope that you're able to share them with us either through a picture or maybe an email or something small or an audio recording that you do just to just so I can see what kinds of rocks you're finding around your place where you are.